Hi, this is our third video in our series on relative estimation. If you missed out on any of the previous videos, you'll find links to them in the description below. So in this video, we're going to talk about velocity. What is it? How do we calculate it? And how does it help a team perform long-term release planning? So, are you ready? Okay, let's do it. In our earlier video on story points, I gave this example. We had 5 product backlog items, A through to E, and we gave each one a story point value. Now, extending on this example, let's imagine we prioritized them and put them in a product backlog. And let's imagine that product backlog looks like this. You'll see that we've got 20 product backlog items, A through to T, and each product backlog item has a story point value assigned. You'll also notice that there is a total number of points at the bottom there. If I take the summation of all those story points, it comes out to be 400. Now, to explain velocity, what I like to do is use an analogy. And what I would like you to think about is that 400 story points at the bottom there. Don't think about it as story points. Instead, I want you to think about it as distance. Let's imagine it's 400 kilometers. Okay, so the team has 400 kilometers to travel. Now, if we want to try and calculate how long is it going to take this team to travel 400 kilometers, what do we need to understand? We need to understand what is the team's speed. What is their, let's say, kilometers per hour? How quickly are they moving? Now, of course, in relative estimation terms, we're not talking about distance, we're not talking about kilometers per hour, but instead of kilometers per hour, we talk about story points per sprint. And of course, what do we call story points per sprint? Velocity. And look, if I'm going to get a bit geeky here, when you think of the definition of velocity, it's just speed in a given direction. So the next question is, how do we calculate a team's velocity? Well, what we're going to do is give the team at least one sprint. We need to give them at least a single sprint just to see how much work can they actually get through. So let's imagine that I give a team their sprint. They got a 2-week sprint cycle in this example, and they managed to complete the first 6 items there, A through to F. And what do? Well, at the end of the sprint, we take the summation of those 6 items. So if I were to add those items together, it would come out to be a total of 19.5 points. And that would be the velocity for that very first sprint. So now we have 2 things. We have the total number of points within the product backlog. We've also got an idea of how many points per sprint they can complete, or their velocity. So now let me take you through the calculation to figure out how long is it going to take this team to deliver this entire product backlog. So we begin by taking the total number of points in the product backlog and we divide it by the team's velocity. So in this example, it's 400 divided by 19.5. And what does that tell us? Well, it tells us how many sprints it will potentially take to get this product backlog done. So in this calculation, you can see it comes out to be 20.5. Now, what do we know about a sprint? Well, we know that it's a time box, and ideally that time box should not change. So in this example, the time box is 2 weeks, and what I'm going to do is multiply the 20.5 by the 2 weeks. And that's going to tell me, roughly speaking, how many weeks is it going to take my team to get through all these items. So here you can see in the calculation, it's about 41 weeks. Lastly, to make this estimate a little bit more realistic, you might like to include a buffer. And you can see here I've added an 8-week buffer. Now what you add is up to you. What you want to think about is what could impact your team's schedule. This could be things like changing requirements, unforeseen changes to the team. It could be disruptions to your team from other teams. So there's many different variables that can impact a team's schedule, and you will want to try and factor those into this estimate. So you add it on top, and what that will do for you is give you a bit of flexibility, but also help you in your communication with stakeholders. So my final tip here when it comes to calculating your estimate is to be transparent with your stakeholders. What is that buffer made up of? Why did you put it there? And let them know that that buffer may change over time, may be adjusted. So what you can do then is look at my total time here. I've said that this product backlog will be delivered between 41 to 49 weeks. So what you can do then is communicate a range of time to your stakeholders, a range within which the product backlog will be delivered by. And this gives us a bit of flexibility. Things change over time. They're not going to be overly upset because, again, I've set their expectations from the beginning. Okay, so now you know what velocity is. Remember, it's the team's story points per sprint. You can think of it as like their speed, their rate of work, and we can use it to figure out a long-term release plan, or when are they going to complete their product backlog items by. So let's now go to Jira and have a look at what we can use in Jira to calculate velocity quickly. In Jira, we can use what's called the velocity chart to determine our team's velocity. And you'll find it by going to Reports in the left panel and then clicking on Velocity Chart. Now you'll notice that the chart provides you with two values per sprint. There's the number of story points the team committed to in that sprint, and also the number of points that the team completed. So we're going to focus on the number of points that the team completed per sprint. And what I like to do when I'm calculating a team's long-term forecast is just use the average of the last 3 sprints. So for example, with this team here, I'm going to take 21 plus 18 plus 26 and divide it by 3. So that's the values from the last 3 sprints, and it'll give me about 21, 22 points or so. Now what I'll do is, again, with that 21, 22 points, I will take the remaining number of points in the backlog and divide by it, and that will tell me, roughly speaking, when they're going to be completed by, and then I can align expectations with stakeholders. And don't worry, we're going to go into that in more detail in our next video when we talk about release planning. Lastly, here are some tips with using velocity. My first tip is to remember the more sprints, the better. If you're working with a newly formed team, you're going to find that their velocity is going to fluctuate. It'll go up and down. But as they get more familiar with each other and what they're working on, you'll find that the velocity will fluctuate less. But you do need to give them a few sprints. Secondly, velocity relies on a couple of variables being consistent. And the first is the team. If your team is constantly changing, then your velocity will change as well. So what do I mean by change? Well, if each and every sprint you've got new team members, okay, of course they're going to deliver a different number of points. So you want to keep your team the same, keep them stable. Ideally, you keep the team consistent each and every sprint. The other variable is the team's sprint length. The sprint length needs to be consistent as well. If your team's in the habit of changing it, going from a 2-week sprint to a 1-week sprint to a 3-week sprint, well, of course, they're going to deliver a different number of story points. So ideally, keep the sprint consistent, always the same length. Now, I know sometimes teams will want to experiment with different sprint lengths, and that's fine. But after that experimentation is over and they find a sprint length that works for them, then stick to it, and you'll find that your velocity will be more reliable. My third and final tip here is, like I said before, just use the average of the last 3 sprints to determine your long-term forecast. I find that's the easiest way to do it. But if you're interested in a more advanced approach, you can go check out Mike Cohen's Velocity Range Calculator. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And basically what it does is it allows you to plug in all your velocities from your sprints, and it will use statistical analysis to give you a more accurate number to use. What you will need though is at least 5 sprints of data. So in summary, velocity is the number of story points a team completes per sprint. And we're going to use that value to determine how much the team will complete over future sprints. By doing so, we can then create a long-term release plan. So how do you use story points, velocity, and Jira to create a release plan? Well, that's what we're going to cover in the next video, so stay tuned for that. So as always, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Give us a like if you found this helpful. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next video.